last season, the Ravens were 10-7, second in the AFC North, lost in the wild card game, right? They had a pretty good, they had a top 10 defense last year, top 3 in defensive points allowed, and top 10, number 9 in yards allowed. Offense was a different story. They were at the bottom half of the league, 19th in scoring and 16th in yards per. So Lamar Jackson comes back. They're looking to upgrade on the offense. They added Odell Beckham Jr. Lamar played only 12 games last year. He went 8-4, and then things took a downhill after he was out. So 2-3 without Lamar Jackson. They lost a wild card game, like I said, 10-win team. Will they be more than 10 wins this year? Will they win more? They did add Odell Beckham Jr., who's coming off a major injury. They added a draft pick in Zay Flowers, who's projected to be the best wideout in the draft, according to many people. And so we will see as John Harbaugh, going into his, I believe this is his 16th or 17th season as the head coach of the Ravens, and we'll see what he does here. Can he get this team to win the division? Now, I think winning the division is going to be a tall order, of course, because you got the Bengals. I think the Bengals might be the best team in the AFC. Might be, or probably will be. I know the Chiefs. I know all the Chiefs fans out there, but I got a surprise for you guys with the Kansas City Chiefs. You're just going to have to wait to see that review when we get to the AFC West. Bengals might be seeing the best team in this division in all of the AFC will be the Cincinnati Bengals. But I won't get ahead of myself. So, Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., he gets some weapons. Will he do anything with these weapons? Will Lamar Jackson? Now, I'm not a big Lamar Jackson guy. I think he's overrated. Everyone keeps going off of his MVP season that happened like a million years ago. They act like it happened yesterday. He just hasn't been the same quarterback since that MVP season. Now, whether him getting some weapons to go alongside of Mark Andrews, will that make a difference? I don't know. I just don't know. But we will find out. We will see. So let's get to the schedule. So that's why we're all here, right? Let's get to the schedule. Week 1 will be at home to the Houston Texans. Now, this is going to be an easy one. They'll win that game, of course, just against the Texans. Might be the worst team ever this year. Week 2 at Cincinnati. This is going to be a big one. I'm giving it's at Cincinnati, so the Baltimore Ravens will lose that game on September 10th. Week 3 at home, they host the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know why I can't get that out. I really have an issue with this word. I don't know why. But anyway, the Colts, September 24th at home. I think the Ravens will win that game. Week 4 at Cleveland. Take on the Cleveland Shits. Watson versus Jackson. This is going to be a pretty big deal. 1:00 game on Sunday. This game can go either way here, but I'm going to give the Baltimore Ravens the benefit of the doubt, and I say the Ravens win this game on a Justin Tucker field goal at the buzzer, and the Ravens will get out of Cleveland with a W. Week 5 at Pittsburgh. Another tough one for the Ravens. This is a rival. Always tough between these two teams, a slugfest. But TJ Watt will have a day and be all over Lamar Jackson's ass. And that will be the difference in this game, as the Pittsburgh Steelers will win this game at home and hand Baltimore an L, and the Ravens will fall to 2-3 going into week 6 against the Tennessee Titans. That game will be, I believe, 8:30 in the morning in some foreign country. I think Baltimore wins that game on foreign land. They get the W against the Titans. They come back home week 7 against the Detroit Lions, which could be a tough one because the Lions, they have a pretty decent team. They might have a really decent team this year. But if I had to pick, I'm going to say Detroit Lions beat Baltimore in Baltimore. That's right. They come into Baltimore and they hand the Ravens a L. Week 8. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens head out to Arizona to take on Kyle Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be a 4:30 game, afternoon. So right in the wheelhouse of Arizona. Arizona going to give the Arizona Cardinals that one as well. So the Ravens are now on a 2-game loser streak heading into week 9. Week 9 at home against the Seattle Sea Chickens. They beat the Sea Chickens, who going to have a pretty good offense. They'll get it twisted. But I think the Ravens pull this out. They have to. They're in a row. They have to get a win. Week 10 at home against the Cleveland Shits. Cleveland Shits come in town, and the Browns will lose. So Baltimore wins again at home on week 10, November 12th. Week 11 at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Will the Bengals sweep this series, or will Baltimore grow a pair on Prime Video, 7:30 game, 8:30 game, and beat the Bengals on Thursday night? Short week. After beating Cleveland, can they turn around 4 days later and beat Cincinnati? I'm going to say no. So the Bengals will sweep the Baltimore Ravens in the season series, and that's done. How about Sunday Night Football? 10 days later, they get 9 days off. Sunday, they face next Sunday after the previous Sunday coming up. They will go out to LA to take on the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert on Sunday Night Football, prime time. Everybody's going to be watching Herbert versus Jackson. This is going to be a big game. I think the Chargers are going to win this game at the Chargers, so Baltimore takes another L, and it's the bye week. Now, the bye week is here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 going into the bye week. Now, not too bad. Still got a chance. Still in contention for a possible wild card. Division is probably out of reach at this point. You're 6-6. You're not going to win a division, but maybe if you can put it together, some couple wins, you do well in your next 5 games. If you go 4-1, you might have a chance with a division. I mean, not division, for a wild card, right? You might have a shot. Will that happen? I'm afraid not. Week 14 at home against the LA Rams. The Rams come in on Fox. That's a 1 o'clock game on Fox, the big Fox. And December 10th, I'm going to say that the Ravens lose this game. That's right. No, actually, I'm going to take back. Correction. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to give them the W here. Off the bye week, they're not going to let the Rams come in their house and beat them. Are the Rams even going to be that good? Probably not. By week 14, they may have a kid from Georgia at quarterback. Who knows? Week 15, though, they will go to Jacksonville, and they will lose that one to Trevor Lawrence on Sunday Night Football, another Sunday night game for the prime time, and they'll lose that too. So that'll be an L. So now they're 7-7 with 3 games to go, and they're going to need to get to that 9-win range, possibly to even have a chance to be in a wild card position. 7-7, week 16, Monday Night Football on ABC. Prime time, 8:30 at San Francisco against the 49ers. Brock Purdy versus Lamar Jackson. There's no way Lamar's going to lose to Brock Purdy. Is he? He won't. He'll win. Lamar comes out. Big game. He'll have a comeback. Maybe it's close. Maybe Justin Tucker gets the winning field goal. Who knows? But I think Baltimore will go into San Francisco and pull out the W on prime time. And the Ravens will still be alive for the wild card. 8-7. They're headed to Miami. Excuse me. They're headed back home to host the Miami Dolphins in week 17, 1 o'clock, December 31st, New Year's Eve. Ooh. After winning on Christmas on Monday night, they had played on New Year's Eve, so they don't even get a break. They got holidays after holidays. 1 o'clock game. This could be the season for the Ravens. They got to host the Miami Dolphins. Tua coming in town. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, whatever the hell his name is. The Miami Dolphins will win on New Year's Eve. They will beat Baltimore in Baltimore. So that's another loss. So that's 8-8 now for the Ravens, and that was a key victory because remember, if you go back to my earlier predictions, if you watch the Miami Dolphin prediction in the AFC East, the Dolphins finished the season 7-10. So even though the Ravens lost, they're still above Miami in wild card, but that loss hurts them in a potential wild card against, let me see my list here, possibly the Tennessee Titans. So they would need to beat to have the tiebreaker against the Titans because they beat the Titans earlier in week 6. So if Baltimore beats Pittsburgh at home in week 18, they will be in good position for a potential wild card. Possibly. Can it happen? We'll see. It's at January 7th, Sunday. There's no time on this game. We don't know when it's going to be played, what time, or even what channel. But we do know it's happening, so we're gonna talk about it. I say, season on the line. Drum roll, please. The Ravens lose the game, and they are out of the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens will lose Week 18 at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin puts a fork in Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens season. And just like that, the Ravens will be out of playoff contention. So let's recap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the season. Ravens will take a step back this year. The signings of Odell Beckham Jr. will mean nothing. It won't produce to anything of nature. Dave Flowers will look okay, but he'll be overwhelmed. He's a rookie. And the Ravens defense will have to try to carry them, but there'll be a couple injuries here and there. And now the Ravens will be 8-9 with key losses the last 2 weeks of the season at home to choke away the season. And that's how it happened, folks. That's how it will happen for the Ravens. So, getting swept to Pittsburgh will be a big deal here, guys. I think the Steelers are going to have their number this year. I don't know why I believe that. I just do. Just a prediction. Don't take it too lightly. Don't get offended, Ravens fans. Now, look, I don't like the Ravens. It's pretty well known. So, of course, I might be slightly being a bit biased in my hate for the Baltimore Ravens. But, hey, this is my prediction. Sports 30 TV. If you don't like it, screw it. So that's the recap, folks. Baltimore Ravens 8-9. They will not make the playoffs based on my current calculations of the other preview of the other teams scheduled so far early on in the AFC. It's safe to say that they will not make the playoffs. They'll take a step back, and Lamar Jackson's overrated, and that's that.